Hi, welcome to another of Old Man Ray's videos, and tonight by special request I'm making torta, which is Maltese for basically steak and vegetable pie. It's pretty simple. We're using some simple ingredients at the moment. For the actual main protein, we're using the diced beef that you pretty much get from Woolworths or Coles. We're using 2 lots on this one because I plan on probably leaving some leftovers for my brother as well. You need some potatoes as well. Depends on whether or not you want to do it like we did with the other video with the low carb, and that's what these ones are. Some just pastry sheets, Pampers pastry sheets, puff pastry in particular, tomato paste, stock powder. We're cheating because usually we don't actually use frozen stuff or use fresh, but because my fault, I didn't buy carrots in the shopping list. We're using peas, carrots and corn to make up the filling. So first things first, that's your ingredients. Now we go over to the main thing. So that's a stock pot. I've got it around about quarter way filled. So at the moment, we'll use the stock powder, so we'll just put basically just over a dessert spoon of stock powder. In we get. And now what we'll do is we'll just get the diced beef and we'll put the beef in there. So I'll just get my trusty knife. And before you handle any food, like always, wash your hands. So I just put the powder of the beef in. If you don't have the beef already diced, you can actually just buy and dice it yourself. It just it makes it a little bit easier just to have diced beef, so you don't have to go through the rigmarole or do it yourself. And that's usually the chunks that you're looking for. So we just put that in to the cook pot. Okay, so you got that on. We just want to put it on medium, and that's step 1. Back again. Step 2 is that we've got our spuds, potatoes. So pretty simple. While we're waiting for the meat to simmer, we're going to peel some potatoes. So just your trusty potato peeler and just peel away, whichever is easiest for you. No big drama, just peel away. Anyway, you'll have all these potatoes to do, so I'll be here for a few minutes. So that's step 2. Okay, back again. So we're up to step 3. So as you can see, the potatoes are all peeled, 6 spuds there. And I've stirred the meat a couple of times while that was happening. And I just want to bring the pot over so you can actually see what the product looks like. As you can see, the fat of the meat is coming up, which is okay, don't worry about it. Just keep giving it a stir. It does go that type of colour, and that's just the fat absorbing into the juice. So that's step 3. And I'll just quickly show you what we need to do to the potatoes. Just look at that potato, for example. What we'll do is just put it into quarters. So that's pretty much what you want, about that size. That's step 3. Okay, spuds are cut. That's what you're looking at. So potatoes in with the meat. Give it a bit of a stir. Just want to move them around so they're all over the pot as well. Now we'll use some frozen veg. We'd probably use, if you had carrots, just 2 carrots and some peas and some corn, but this time we're doing the frozen product. So roughly about, say, 2 cups of frozen veg. 1, 2. Okay, and give that also a bit of a stir. Now what we want just for the taste is some tomato paste. So round about 1 dessert spoon, 2. Yeah, I think probably 2. Let's go with 2 dessert spoons. Don't have to be real there. So we've got the 2 dessert spoons in. Give that a bit of a mix. Mix it all around. And just let it simmer a little bit. Just make sure that you give it a good stir, because you want that tomato paste to mix in with the broth as well. So just let it simmer, and that's stage 4. Right, step 6, which probably should have been step 3, an onion. So I forgot to mention we probably use an onion just to add to the little bit of taste to it as well. You don't have to, but desired taste. So you just basically dice it pretty roughly. There's no marks for expertise. I'm not going to slice it like the professional chefs do, otherwise it'll probably end up going to Redcliffe Hospital. So that's pretty much it. That's step 5. Step 7, this is just pretty much every ingredient that we've done. It's all in the pot now, and we're just going to let it simmer. But that's pretty much what you want. You've got your veggies, your onion, potatoes, and your meat. We'll just let that simmer for a little while, probably about half an hour or so, and then we'll just check the potatoes and see if they're nice and soft. Step 7. Hi, okay, welcome back. Well, it's going pretty good now. If you could see, that's where we're at the moment. You can still see that's fairly runny consistency. So what we're going to do is we'll add some corn flour to it. So I've got some corn flour here. We're going to add 2 tablespoons, dessert spoons. I knew it was 1 or 2. So 2 dessert spoons into the cup. So we'll just 2, and we'll go for about a third of a cup of water. Just give it a good bit of a mix. And you just don't want any bumps into it, anything like that. But anyway, that's a pretty good mixture. Okay, so what we'll do now is that we'll put the corn flour into the pot. So we'll stir it while we're actually pouring it. That will make the actual juices thicken up quite considerably. So we'll just let it on simmer for a little bit longer, and then we'll come back, and our next step will be lining the pan with pastry. So section 9 finished. Hi, okay, so we're up to part 10. This has been cooling off. We've had it pretty much, just took it off the hot plate for about 30 minutes. We want this to be lukewarm when we pour that into the dish on top of the pastry sheets. So we'll just put that there for now. So now we're up to the preparing the actual dish. So we need just some cooking canola spray or olive oil spray, whichever you need, but we just give that just a bit of a spray, because we don't want the pastry sheets to actually stick. We'll move that aside. Okay, so now looking at the pastry sheets, and like I said at the beginning, these are just puff pastry sheets. So what we need to do is we'll basically put that in, peel it off. You'll notice that there's a little bit of overhang there. That's all right, but now what we need to do is we just need to mold it into shape. Just be careful you don't put any holes in it, but just mold it in gently. We do the other one. So the other one we're putting on this side here. Okay, so we've got that type of effect. So we've got, we'll just move it over. There's a bit too much hanging there. Okay, and same again, we'll just peel the sheets off, or the plastic. Okay, and same again, we just basically mold that on so it's actually on the actual pan itself. Okay, now what we need to do now is we'll go to section 11 and that will come right after this. Okay, now what we've done is that we've done these two parts. Now, as you can see, that's how we've put our pastry. I've just got a pastry sheet which I've just cut in half. Now, what we're trying to do here is fill up the corners. So gently peel the pastry off that. And we want it to overlap. So what we will do is just peel it there as well. Now it doesn't have, like I said, doesn't actually have to be perfect, but as long as it's overlapping the other sheet. And the same as the other half, and that goes in the other corner. So peel off your pastry, the plastic. And again, we want it to overlap. And just basically keep that together there. So you've got no pan surface able to see because you've got pastry covered all over it. So what we do is that we'll just get a knife, a sharp knife, and just cut and trim around the edges. Nice and gentle. And we're not going to throw this excess away because we are going to decorate with flowers, or you could actually use someone's initials, either way, but it's only for decoration. It just makes it look pretty fancy, and it just looks in the presentation side of it as well, especially when it's on a plate. Okay, so that's your excess. We'll stop on this one and we'll come to part 12. Okay, we're back again. So this part is when we're transferring the contents of the pot, which is the stew, into the tray on top of the pastry. So I'm just using one of these spoons, but if you've got like a bigger spoon, just go for it. Just be careful that you don't drop everything in the meantime. Just very gently, just pour it in there until it's all gone. Okay, so we're back again. So yeah, so we've emptied out. Look, don't get too concerned if you don't use it all. We've got a little bit of juice left over as well, but that's pretty much chockers. We won't be able to fill that anymore. So just give it, yeah, just make sure that you just go through it and just try and even it out so it's all not pointing up. Because don't forget what we'll do now is we'll put pastry on top. So we'll come to that now next segment. Okay, hi, welcome to section 15. We're just pretty much going to reverse exactly what we've done before, the bottom, but we're going to do it to the top. So try and cover as much as you can. Gently peel the paper off. While you've got it, just basically tuck it into the sides so it doesn't overflow. Okay, and we're going to pretty much do the same as what we did before. So we're going to start on the side. I'll just move this closer to me. And we will just lift the plastic off. And again, we'll just tuck that under, just using your fingers, just make sure that's all sitting in nice and neat. And same as what we did before, we will just use the extra pastry. There's only one sheet left, so we'll just use it for the corners and then use the leftovers to make the ornaments and the decorations. Okay, so as you can see, we've actually put the pastry on top now. So just grab a fork and just basically go around it and just put the fork indents on there. That will help solidify and keep the juices in, and you'll probably find that you'll get no spill. So I'm just going through. Don't know why I'm using my left hand because I'm right-handed. So just gently right across the whole edge of the pan. All right, now what we need to do is just trim the edges. So we'll start. Just be careful that you don't make any holes in the thing. So it doesn't matter if you've got a little bit of overhang off the edge. And we'll just put a couple of slits in, and that pretty much lets the steam out. So I just want to do it in like a chicken feet type of thing. Okay, next step. Okay, we've done that. Now just grab one of these little strips. So what we've done, the leftover pastry, we've just basically just cut it into to thirds and just put slits through it. So what you need to do is just grab one of these little slits, just roll it, just be gentle, roll it there, and then just give it a bit of a push in the middle. And you can just put that anywhere on top of this torta. Okay, I think we're up to section or part 16. Could be 15 or could be 16, but anyway, that's pretty much the end product. So I've had the oven preheated at 180 degrees for around about, say, 20 minutes. And we just place this in the oven. And over the course of the next 20 minutes or so, I'll just test it every now and then just by basically piercing that just to see whether it's ready. It'll seem to be hot. So around about, say, 20 to 30 minutes. But you don't want to burn it. Okay, so that's this section finished. Hi there, this is the final step. As you can see, voila, it's finished. This is torta, which in Australian or in English is just pretty much pie with vegetables. Look, it may differ. Some Maltese people say it's cooked this way, it's cooked that way. This is not what you call a traditional one. It's just something that my mum used to make, and that's what I'm carrying it through. So this is torta. As you can see, if you look at the ingredients, you see a lot of juice in there. So you can basically serve with a piece of bread or as it is by itself. I hope you enjoy it. I enjoyed making it. So until next time, and please subscribe or like this video. Thank you.